Palmer Freeman Luckey, born September 19, 1992, is an American entrepreneur best known as the founder of Oculus VR and designer of the Oculus Rift. Luckey ranked number 22 on Forbes' 2016 list of America's richest entrepreneurs under 40. He has a net worth of $1.4 billion, and he's done it all without a college degree. Now, 10 things you may not know about Palmer Luckey. Number 10. Early experimenting. Palmer Luckey was born and raised in Long Beach, California, and has always shown an intense interest in electronics and engineering. During his childhood and teenage years, he experimented with a variety of complex electronic projects including railguns, Tesla coils, and lasers. Sometimes these experiments even resulted in injury, like the time he burned a small blind spot into one of his retinas while experimenting with a laser. Number 9. College at 15. Palmer was homeschooled throughout grade school, middle school, and high school. By the age of 15, he was taking community college courses at Gold West College and Long Beach City College. He would later attend California State University, Long Beach, majoring in journalism, even serving as an online editor for the student-run newspaper, The Daily 49er. During his time there, he also worked part-time as an engineer in the mixed reality lab at the Institute of Creative Technologies at the University of Southern California. There, he worked as part of a design team for cost-effective virtual reality systems for the U.S. research laboratory BraveMind. BraveMind was a program aiming to treat veterans suffering from PTSD. The experience gained in these areas would aid in his growing expertise in the VR realm and would pay off big in the not-too-distant future. College, on the other hand, wasn't something to be seen in his future, as he would later drop out of college to focus fully on VR. Number 8. An Entrepreneurial Teenager. To help fund his experimental projects and his love for gaming, Palmer had worked jobs such as a groundskeeper, a youth sailing coach, and a computer repair technician. Then, at age 16, he set up a business selling iPhones online. He made over $35,000 by acquiring used and damaged iPhones, repairing them, unlocking them, then selling them online. Also, in 2009, he founded the Mod Retro Forums, which created an online community for retro tech portabilization, a hobby that revolved around turning old hardware devices like PCs and gaming consoles into self-contained portable units by merging old and new technologies. These entrepreneurial ventures pale in comparison to beginning to design his own VR headset at age 16. Number 7. The thought that spawned the Oculus. As a teen, Luckey became obsessed with virtual reality, and his obsession stemmed from his love of video games. He spent tens of thousands of dollars building a 6-monitored computer gaming station, but Palmer wasn't satisfied with the level of immersion that the gaming station provided. So he envisioned a more immersive system and thought, why not just put a small screen directly on your face? So at age 16, in his parents' garage, Luckey started building what would become the prototype of the Oculus. 1 year later, the first prototype was complete.
My name is Palmer Luckey. I started my career when I founded a virtual reality company called Oculus VR.
Number 6. Cautious while making connections. During a time when Luckey had stopped using cell phones because he felt paranoid about government surveillance, he was also looking to connect with investors. Not using a cell phone makes that more challenging than it already is. Fortunately, he would connect with a gaming entrepreneur named Brendan Ireby. The two met and hit it off right away. Then Ireby, along with a few of his friends, invested their own money to help launch a Kickstarter campaign.
We're getting involved in Oculus now because we see an incredible opportunity here for game developers to experience something new.
The Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign would raise $2.4 million for the Oculus. Number 5. All Eyes On Oculus. With the success of the Kickstarter campaign, along with subsequent demos, the Oculus started attracting a lot of attention. Chris Dixon from venture capitalist firm Andreessen Horowitz was very intrigued, but initially passed on funding, as the headset still required duct tape to function. A few months later, after seeing an updated demo, Dixon described his experience as, quote, like being teleported. He was convinced the Oculus was a good bet, and Andreessen Horowitz led a $75 million round of funding for the Oculus. Luckey's design also caught the attention of John Carmack of id Software, a gaming developer known for his work on video game series like Quake and Doom.
For a certain segment of the population, the hacker-maker crowd, this is going to be awesomely cool to work with. What I've got now is, I honestly think the best VR demo probably the world's ever seen. We're certainly going to take this into our future projects, so...
John requested a prototype and used it to demonstrate id Software's Doom 3 BFG edition at the Electronic Entertainment Expo in 2012, drawing massive amounts of attention to the Oculus. And this was the exact moment that Palmer Luckey decided to officially drop out of university and fully focus on the Oculus. Want to hear more about entrepreneurs that have succeeded without a college degree? Subscribe to our channel, where our goal is to educate, encourage, and entertain zero-degree entrepreneurs just like you. Now back to the countdown. Number 4, from a pizza and beer to 1.4 billion. At the launch of the Kickstarter campaign, Luckey wasn't striving for personal profit. He stated, quote, "I won't make a penny of profit off this project. The goal is to pay for the cost of the parts, manufacturing, shipping, credit card and Kickstarter fees, with about $10 left over for a celebratory pizza and beer." $1.4 billion later in personal profit, it's safe to say his goalpost has shifted now that he has enough money to throw a celebratory pizza and beer party for an entire nation. Number 3, big bucks from Zucks. Chris Dixon connected Brendan Ireby to Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Zucks tried a demo of the Oculus in one of Facebook's offices, and he loved it so much that he hopped on a flight to the Oculus headquarters to check out the latest version of the VR device. Then, in March 2014, Facebook signed a $2 billion deal to acquire Oculus. That deal launched the 21-year-old Palmer Luckey to a net worth of over $500 million. Number 2, lots of money, but some things don't change. Palmer has always been a quiet, reserved person, and during his time at Facebook, he would stay under the radar at the Menlo Park headquarters, stating, "There's a lot of people here who know all about the Oculus, but don't know who I am." He still rocks the same retired grandpa look of Hawaiian shirts and sandals. He did splurge and bought a Tesla Model S, but you can still catch him opting to drive his 1986 GMC van with red shag carpet inside. And though he purchased a mansion in Silicon Valley, he lived there with a bunch of his friends, and they would spend their spare time gaming out for hours on end. 9 down, 1 to go. Which were the most surprising to you? Were there any interesting things that we missed? Comment down below. Number 1, $8 billion defense startup. Post-Oculus success, Luckey turned his attention to starting the defense tech company Anduril, applying his expertise and genius to creating things like more advanced drones and weapon systems. Anduril has a current valuation over $8 billion. And though Palmer has lost friends who criticized him as being a warmonger, he is currently feeling vindicated as his defense company has systems on the ground aiding Ukraine in their current fight against Russia. This has been 10 things you may not know about Palmer Luckey. If you would like to suggest a zero-degree entrepreneur for a future episode, or you yourself are a zero-degree entrepreneur and you would like to share your story, please go to zerodegreeentrepreneur.com.